Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog and welcome to my TV episode review series. So it's been a while since I did a TV episode review because I've been so behind on a lot of the current shows lately, so I wasn't able to do any TV episode reviews lately. But I managed to I'm trying to come back and do more TV episode reviews, and I've started to come back with this show I just recently watched, and it's called The Orville, which is called the episode. It's like the pilot episode is called Old Wounds. And before I get into this review about my opinions about this episode, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I can get the videos posted up. And if you happen to see a video posted up during the week, that must mean that there was a bit of movie or TV show news that was released during the week that I wanted to cover. So those would be considered special videos. But new videos will be posted up every Sunday. So now let's get into my thoughts about this episode of The Orville, the pilot episode. So what happens in this episode is that we have the captain named Ed Mercer, who's played by Seth MacFarlane, and he ends up getting his own ship called the Orville, and he hires this a group of people to run his crew, and along the way he ends up meeting with his ex-wife, who we saw at the beginning of the episode ends up cheating on him, and so he's still sore about that whole thing about his wife kissing an alien while they were in bed together. And she ends up being his second in command on this spaceship. And throughout this episode we see that the crew are trying to fight off this alien force called the Krill, and they while they're trying to figure out a way, like why they're on their first mission to defeat the Krill, Ed is still arguing with his ex-wife about the how she cheated on him, and how he's still sore about the whole thing, and his ex-wife is still trying to get him to get him to forgive her for the whole thing. So that's pretty much the gist of this episode so far, is that it's basically about the crew members of the Orville going up against their first battle against the Krill alien fleet, and about Ed trying to like make things right with his wife, or he's still sore about his wife cheating on him, and the fact that he has to work with her during this mission, and you see them bickering throughout the entire episode through it. So what are my thoughts about this pilot episode? I actually enjoyed this pilot episode. Like, I thought I wasn't going to enjoy the Orville because, I have a love-hate relationship with Seth MacFarlane's works. Like, some of his works work for me and some of it don't. But in this case, I think this is one of Seth MacFarlane's works that might work out for me. Like, I like the fact that the pilot episode was able to combine both comedy and drama. Like, you can actually see it's still a parody of Star Trek, but and there's a lot of comedic moments throughout this episode, but there's also a lot of serious moments in this episode, like about how Ed feels betrayed about his wife cheating on him, and how his wife is trying to make things right with him. And then you got the threat of the Krill, who are trying to destroy Ed's crew um in this episode. So there's a lot of action sequences in this episode, which was awesome. Like, you see a lot of the I like the way that the ship of the Orville is designed. Like, it looks like the special effects in this episode are like way up on top for what you normally see in a television series, and I really like that. But I do sometimes worry about that sometimes, is that if you look at the special effects from a television series and it's really done well, you kind of wonder how they're going to keep up the budget for such special effects. But I hope they keep the show around long enough, and they keep the special effects for the episode that we saw in this episode throughout the rest of the series. So I like the special effects in this episode, about how the ship starts flying in space, and then we see the ship fighting with the Krill alien fleet. So that was really interesting. I was also interested that they have an actual conflict in this episode, like the crew members trying to fight off this threatening alien fleet, and prevent them from destroying these the group of scientists who were able to create like some kind of weapon that the Krill could use against them. So I found that really interesting, because I thought this episode was like going to be just all comedy, all laughs, all jokes, and nothing really exciting happened. But this threw me off by surprise by having a action sequence and having a plot line where the crew members are trying to stop the Krill from destroying the scientists, or using the scientists to create this weapon that can destroy the universe. So I was really interested in that. And as for the pacing, I will admit there were some parts in this pilot that were slowed down a bit, especially during the scenes where the characters talk a lot or joke around a lot or something like that. And sometimes that slowed down the pacing of the pilot a bit. But overall, I really enjoyed this pilot of the Orville, and I am looking forward to watching the Orville next week again, next Sunday. So I really enjoyed this pilot. I think it has a really good mixture of comedy and drama, and it might be one of the few Seth MacFarlane shows I might actually enjoy, depending on how the episode pans out next week. But so far, I'm really enjoying this show, and I really enjoyed this pilot, and I hope the show continues to go in this direction that the pilot went in. So I'm gonna give this pilot a 4 out of 5 stars. And the reason why I took off a star was because again the pacing was a bit slow in some places, but overall it was a very well done episode, and I can't wait to see more of the Orville in the near future. So that's my episode review for the Orville, the pilot episode. And have you seen the Orville? And did you enjoy the Orville so far? And are you planning to watch this show again in the near future? Please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated on any new videos I post up. And also like my Facebook page, Rabbitearsblog's Best Comments. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.